Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Tania Velez from Velez Family Health. I have been getting a lot of questions this week as far as with the coronavirus here among us, what is safe to do over this Memorial Day weekend. There's a great NPR article that just came out that explains this very well. I will put the link to that article below this video and explain a few of the things that they cover in the article. So main thing to keep in mind is the risk between being indoors versus outdoors. So with the coronavirus among us, it is definitely safer to be outdoors than indoors. So all those outdoor activities that you normally enjoy are a little bit lower risk than being inside. So one of the big questions that I've been getting is, can I go to the pool and can I go to the beach? It is 90 something degrees this weekend. And the answer is, well, it depends. Those are definitely lower risk activities. If you are definitely outside and separated from each other. So if you're at the beach, that's probably going to be the preferred method. There's a little bit more land out there to be able to be socially distanced from other families and other groups. I still do recommend wearing a mask, especially on your way there, and any time that you're walking around where you might not be able to keep that distance. And be careful as far as the communal areas like the bathroom, showers. Those are going to be heavily touched areas where you're going to be touching things that other people are touching. So during those areas, definitely wear your mask, wash your hands, and actually, if you could avoid those areas, that'll be even better. The water itself actually is not necessarily an issue. As far as the pool, again, the water itself isn't necessarily an issue. It's the amount of people that are in the pool and in that area. So again, keeping your distance. I think a pool would probably be a little slightly more risky in the sense that people are sharing more things, potentially sharing the same chairs, the same tables, and you're closer together. And there's probably going to be a lot more kids and things that maybe you might be interacting with. Another activity people are asking me about is, can they have a barbecue? Um, Again, it depends. So if you have a barbecue at your home with your close family that lives with you, obviously that is very low risk. If you want to invite other people, I would limit the amount of people that are there, and try to limit it even to people where you kind of know as far as if they've been as careful as you. I would still recommend, again, wearing a mask as much as possible. Obviously, you're not going to be wearing a mask when you're eating and drinking, so making sure you keep your distance. Again, with the kids, obviously our kids are having a lot of trouble with all the situation as well, and they also want to socialize. So make sure you're washing their hands as often as possible. They're sanitizing as much as possible, and they're wearing a mask when they're interacting. So that way they can maybe play with whatever other kids are there. I would say to be careful as far as alcohol consumption. That tends to make us a little less careful with what we're doing, and people tend to get a little more touchy-feely, and as well as they might need to go to the bathroom, and that means that they'll be going inside of your home to have to use the bathroom. So again, limiting the people indoors, keeping everybody outdoors, and if you could use disposable utensils and cups and whatnot, that would be the best thing rather than anybody sharing their utensils. Now that restaurants have begun to reopen, I'm sure that a lot of people are going out to the restaurants now that we've been eating home cooked meals for a while. So again, as far as risk is concerned, it depends. If you are sitting inside of the restaurant, obviously that is definitely more risky. The restaurants that have good measures in place as far as separating the tables, making sure that their employees are wearing masks and face shields, that's going to definitely be better. There has been reports of certain outbreaks, especially in the beginning of all of this, where the coronavirus spread through customers in a restaurant due to, again, longer period of time being in the area, being indoors, as well as the airflow of the air conditioning. So a well-ventilated restaurant would be best. Separated at least 6 feet would be best. Typically, again, we're not wearing masks when we're eating and drinking, so we're not going to have that protection. So if you could get a table outdoors, that would definitely be better. And if you could ask for single-use silverware, disposable silverware, avoid the soda fountains, which I believe during this time aren't supposed to be being used anyways. And I would actually avoid buffet-style restaurants. Obviously, you'd have to see what kind of measures they're taking to making those safer. Churches will begin reopening soon, and I do miss visiting my church. I've been watching online every Sunday. But obviously, some people would like to visit their church. Again, it all depends on what measures the church is taking, but most churches are indoors, which increases that risk. The recommendation there is to limit the amount of people, social distance, wear a mask, and actually avoid singing, is what the article mentions. So, singing is going to send those aerosols, those projectiles, through your breath further in the air. And usually further than that 6 foot radius. I would also avoid the hugging and kissing that usually goes with the greeting in the beginning of church service. Some of you may already be staying at a hotel or a vacation home or considering going to a hotel or a vacation home. This would be considered low to medium risk. If you are within your family, within your bubble, obviously that keeps it much lower risk than when you start combining families. Same protocol as always, wear a mask in public places. Usually there's a pool, so follow all the same guidelines as I mentioned for the pool. While you're staying at a hotel, be careful with the elevators. So riding with other people in the elevators, obviously you might not have that 6 foot distance, as well as you're going to be touching elevator buttons, which have been touched by many other people. So make sure you're sanitizing, washing your hands, and again, wearing that mask. So I hope some of this information was helpful, especially being a holiday weekend. I know most of us, including myself, have been trapped in the house for way too long, and we're ready to get some fresh air. Just remember, please be safe. Please follow the precautions. The pandemic, unfortunately, is not over, even though everything is reopening now. So just make sure you take care of yourself and take care of others. Please follow us on social media at Velez Family Health on Facebook and Instagram. Our website is velezfamilyhealth.com. If you have any other questions, concerns, you could email us at info@velezfamilyhealth.com. Thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend.